Hello everyone, Nordic Beast here, and welcome to a War Thunder video. So in my previous update video, I'd mentioned that the Battle Pass released a vehicle I wanted to see in War Thunder, and this is it, the M64. So, if you watched my 5 tanks I would like to see in War Thunder video on my YouTube page, the 5th one was this, the M64, or Type 64, if you will. Now, before I get into this, I'd like to say I don't give a shit about Chinese or Taiwanese geopolitical views as far as the game is concerned. Okay, I just care about the tech tree and the tanks and vehicles and planes and stuff. And I just want to see more representation of the tree. I would like to see it built up. I actually enjoy it. So many people don't like it because it's copy-paste. That doesn't really bother me at all, because it's mostly two nations I enjoy, America and Russia, with some British vehicles, which I would enjoy to see more due to Britain's involvement in Hong Kong and such in the Far East. But that's a topic for another video. I'm more annoyed that the Chinese tree wasn't properly implemented, which is pretty much fixed now. It's mostly the anti-aircraft vehicles that didn't have fully flushed out, but now it's a much more complete tree. There's still little gaps, but it's not bad. I would definitely like to see more like boats and definitely helicopters. And the thing is the China and Taiwan are put together in this, and there's not a whole lot of unique Taiwanese vehicles. There are quite a few Chinese ones. Once you get to around 6.0, you really get to see them. Before that, there's one or two real unique ones. I mean, it's like this, where they're hodgepodge vehicles, where there's two pieces put together to make something new. So, not a whole lot, but there are some. And then once you get to about the mid-ranks, you start to see unique Chinese vehicles, like purposely built Chinese vehicles. So I digress. This, I feel, really fits a nice niche. First off, they don't have many premium vehicles right now. You have, one, rank 1 reserve 1.0 starting tank, a T-26. And then later on you get a T-34, T-34-85, not 57, and an IS-2, which are both really expensive to buy. And they're both 5.7. And so this is in that same area, and you get it by buying the Battle Pass. So it's cheaper to buy the Battle Pass as a whole, and then you get a nice vehicle that's going to be in the same spot as those two. So I think this is wonderful. Now, I'm a little sad this isn't in the actual tech tree to have a better representation of Taiwanese unique vehicles, but I'm happy to see a premium for the Chinese tech tree that you can actually use to research stuff. Now, I would like to see more just premiums in general for China, and but it just drives me nuts that they're so damned expensive. This is a little side note on all this. Like, almost all my trees, I am 7.0 or higher. Actually, on all my trees, I'm 7.0 or higher. Most of them, I'm 8.0 or higher, and 8.0 is where I realize in the game, you grind to a halt if you don't have a premium vehicle to help you. Like right now, I'm using the last Battle Passes, PT 7657, even though I think it's under tiered. It needs to be 8.0 and not 7.3. It was 7.0. It could definitely deal with 8.0s just fine. But I'm using it to grind out my Russian tree right now because I don't have anything else that high to help. And it's really doing the trick, though. I got an IS-3 in like a day, 2 days, something like that. So I digress. Back to the M64. So with the M64, it is an M42 Duster hull with an M18 turret. Now the Duster is a modified M41 chassis to become an anti-aircraft vehicle. And Taiwan had retired a bunch of their older tanks, and they needed tanks to fill out the ranks. So they made a battalion, a little over 50, you can see right here, 50 plus. They were built in 1975, and basically just to help fill out their retired vehicles, or fill in for the retired vehicles rather. And they basically took the chassis. Sorry, I just whacked my mic. They replaced the 40 millimeter extra barrels that were on the side with stowage containers from an M41. And then they removed the 40 millimeter ammo racks from inside and replaced them with M41 ammo racks. And then they took their old M18 turrets and just bloop, popped them on top. Now, I don't know if this is correct or not. I think it's the same 76 millimeter gun that's on the M18 that's on the M41. I think the only difference is what ammo they were putting in the gun. I could be wrong. So, it makes me wonder, will this tank have the same ammunition types as an M18 or same ammunition types as an M41 as a Walker Bulldog? Or will you get both? Because if you can get the filler round and the APDS round for this thing, oh, this is going to be just wonderful. I mean, either way that you go, it's going to be a great tank. Because, I mean, the M18's great, the M41's great. For two totally, almost the exact same reason. But the M41, it doesn't have that insta-kill ability like the M18 does, but you can frontally take on things you're going to face more, like Panthers and Tiger 2s. So you're just going to be able to punch right through and at least disable them, if not right out kill them. So that's nice. And now China recently got the M41D, so they have an M41 now, and they already have an M18, so this is going to be a great representation right in between. And I really hope it gets both ammo types, especially because it was made in 1975. You'd think it's got the APDS round, or something like that. So I am quite happy with this. Now, you see here it talks about its features. Excellent mobility, powerful 76mm cannon. So that's what makes me wonder. Maybe it'll have both. Light armor protection. You're only talking about 1/4 of an inch total. I think the thickest part's going to be the mantlet, because the mantlet, I think, is 25mm with the 25mm plate over it. So I think that's your thick part. But everything else is like an inch. It's not much. And then exposed fighting compartment, it says, because of the open top and everything. What's cool, you also get an additional coaxial 30 caliber machine gun that's mounted above the gun, which is a pretty neat feature, because if your commander gets killed, which actually it mentions right here, if your commander gets killed, which they have him sticking out of the damn turret for whatever goddamn reason. He has room down here. There's even a seat for him, so he can sit in the fighting compartment. There's no reason for him to be up here, other than it looks cool, and then your commander can easily get machine gunned. And there's other tanks that have that. The M8 and the M8A1 have a turret ring with a 50 cal, and then their commander is down in the turret. Why aren't they sitting up exposed? I don't get it. Why is it for some vehicles the commander's exposed and others they're not? I digress. If you do get him shot out, you can't use your 50 cal. You still have your coaxial 30 cal, shooting down fences, or being able to scout people by using a machine gun. Especially if your scout is on cooldown, that's really handy. So I think it's just a nice little feature. And it just looks really neat. It's an odd looking vehicle, but I think it's cool. It looks very different. I think these are going to be fun. An absolute blast. I'm sad that they're, it's just a mix of emotion. Again, I feel this should be in the tech tree, but at the same time, I'm happy we get another premium for China, and more representation for the Taiwanese vehicles, and a unique one. Yeah, I think it's all around good. This is going to be fun. What are your thoughts on the matter? What do you think of the Chinese tree? What do you think of this being added? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think it's, a good addition? Will this get you to play China if you don't already play it? Will this get you to play it more if you currently play it? Well, what are your thoughts? What kind of ammo do you think it's going to get? That's definitely what I want to know. But, if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one.